under arrest for the murder of your roommate. You are a suspect for the murder case.
What happened?
Oh God. So this is where my life ended. This is where cultism landed me. I'm finished. I have failed my world. I wanted to belong. I wanted respect. I thought power would make me somebody. I thought power would make me somebody.
Who would ever imagine that the quiet, respectful boy in the family, the one that always makes the family proud, always said, "Yes, mommy," and "Good evening, sir," would become something else entirely, something dark, something unrecognizable, something dangerous and deadly, a cult member. It started small, too small for anyone to notice, or maybe they noticed but chose to ignore it. That night, Chinedu came home with blood on his hands. His mother didn't scream. She just stared at him like she already knew, because deep down, she had been expecting this moment. But nobody knew what he had done. And when the truth finally came out, it didn't just break the family. It destroyed everything they believed in. Watch this story till the end. Sometimes, the things we ignore, the small signs, the little changes, they are not small at all. And by the time we finally open our eyes, it may already be too late, because not every lost child finds their way back home. Chinedu wasn't always like that. He was the second son of the Okafor family, living in a modest compound in Enugu. Their father was a retired civil servant. Their mother sold foodstuff in Ogbete market. Life wasn't easy, but it wasn't bad either. They were a God-fearing family. Sunday mornings meant early bath, ironed clothes, and church service at 7 a.m. sharp. Evening devotion was not optional. Their mother believed prayer could fix anything. But there are some things prayer doesn't touch. When Chinedu gained admission into a federal university in Anambra, it felt like a breakthrough. The whole compound celebrated. His mother even killed a chicken that day. "University boy," neighbors shouted, "You will make us proud." And he smiled. But that smile didn't last. The first few months, everything seemed normal. He called home regularly, asked for money, complained about lectures. Nothing unusual. But slowly, something changed. He stopped calling as often. When he did, his voice sounded distant, cold, like someone forcing himself to sound familiar. His mother noticed it first. "Mama, school is stressful," he would say, but she wasn't convinced, because stress doesn't make your child forget how to laugh. Then the money requests increased, not small amounts again, huge ones. "Mama, I need 30K urgently. Mama, I have to settle something. Mama, I will explain later." But he never explained, and every time she asked, he would get irritated. Chinedu? Irritated? That alone was a warning. But still, they ignored it. Because what could it be? Drugs? No, not their son. Bad friends? Maybe, but nothing serious. At least, that's what they told themselves. The first real sign came during his first semester break. He came home late at night, around 11 p.m. That alone was strange. Chinedu was always the type to arrive early, greet everyone, sit with his mother in the kitchen. But this time, he walked in quietly. No greeting, no smile, just went straight to his room. His younger brother Emeka noticed something else. His eyes, Emeka said later, they didn't look normal. The next morning, his mother knocked on his door. Chinedu, wake up for devotion. No response. She knocked again. Still nothing. When he finally opened the door, she froze. His room smelled strange, like something burnt, something ritualistic. What is this smell? She asked. Nothing, Mama. But his eyes avoided hers. And that's when fear entered her heart for the first time. Things got worse after that. Every time he came home, he behaved differently. More aggressive, more secretive. He started locking his door, spending hours inside, sometimes whispering, sometimes laughing, alone. Then came the rumors. One evening, a neighbor called their mother aside. I heard something about your son. She laughed it off. What kind of thing? But the woman hesitated, lowered her voice. They said he joined a group in school. What group? She paused, then said it. Cult. The word hit like thunder. Cult? No, not Chinedu. Impossible. But that night, she couldn't sleep because suddenly everything started making sense. The money, the silence, the strange behavior. She confronted him the next time he came home. Chinedu, tell me the truth. Have you joined any bad group? He laughed, a cold, mocking laugh. Mama, you watch too much film. But his eyes betrayed him. And then came the twist, the moment everything changed. One afternoon, Emeka was using Chinedu's old phone. It had been left behind accidentally. While scrolling, a message popped up. Unknown number. Tonight, don't fail again. You know what happens. His heart skipped. He opened the chat. What he saw made his hands shake. Messages about initiation, about loyalty tests, about blood, about silence. And then one message stood out. Next task, bring someone close. No excuses. Emeka froze. Someone close. What did that mean? That night, he showed their mother. She didn't cry. She didn't scream. She just sat there, quiet, like something inside her had already broken. But they still didn't know how bad it was. Not yet. The bigger problem came a week later. A boy from Chinedu's department was found dead. Mysterious circumstances, no clear explanation, just whispers, rumors, fear. And then another message came, this time on Chinedu's number. Good job, but you still owe us one more. Their mother dropped the phone, her hands trembling. Good job? What did my son do? She tried calling him. He didn't pick. She sent messages. No reply. That night, nobody slept because deep down, they knew something terrible had already happened. 3 days later, Chinedu came home. But this time, he didn't sneak in. He walked in boldly, like someone who had nothing to hide. But everything about him screamed danger. His mother stood up slowly. Chinedu? He didn't answer. Look at me. He looked, and what she saw was not her son. His eyes were hard, empty, like something human had been removed from him. Then she said it. What have you done? Silence. Chinedu, what have you done? And that's when he spoke. Quietly, coldly, I did what I had to do. The room went still. For what? She whispered. For power. Power? Her own son? Then he added something that broke her completely. They said if I don't do it, they will do it to me. Fear. Pure fear. But it didn't end there, because the real shock was still coming. That night, Emeka woke up to a sound. Footsteps. He stepped out quietly and saw Chinedu standing in the living room, holding something. A knife. His heart stopped. Brother? Chinedu turned slowly and smiled. Come here. Emeka froze. Something was wrong, very wrong. Then Chinedu said it. They said I need one more. That's when Emeka ran. Chaos erupted. His mother screamed. His father rushed out. Neighbors gathered. And Chinedu, he didn't chase. He just stood there, watching, smiling, like someone who had already crossed a line and couldn't come back. The police were called. When they arrived, Chinedu didn't resist. He just sat down, calm, silent. As they took him away, his mother collapsed. Because in that moment, she knew her son was gone. Not physically, but completely. The truth came out later, slowly, painfully. Chinedu had been initiated into a cult group in school. At first, it was just meetings, then loyalty tests, then violence, and finally, sacrifice. The dead boy, he was involved. Chinedu didn't plan it, but he participated because he was afraid, because he was trapped, because he thought there was no way out. And the one more, it was supposed to be someone close, someone meaningful, someone whose loss would prove his loyalty, his own brother. The case dragged on for months. The family became a shadow of itself. Neighbors avoided them. Church members stopped visiting. Whispers followed them everywhere. Now that family, the cult boy, his mother stopped going to market. His father became silent. Emeka, he barely spoke anymore. And Chinedu, he sat in a prison cell day after day, until one day, he finally cried. Not because he was caught, not because he was punished, but because he realized too late what he had become. He wrote a letter to his mother. I wanted to belong. I wanted respect. I thought power would make me somebody, but now I have nothing, not even myself. She read it and wept, because the boy she raised, the one she prayed for, was gone, and all that remained was a painful lesson. Sometimes, the things we ignore, the small signs, the little changes, they are not small at all. And by the time we finally open our eyes, it may already be too late. Because not every lost child finds their way back home.